These buildings sat idle for a number of years, and people started to look at this differently because it was run down and in demise, but they started to see what might this area be.
Dubuque is the oldest city in Iowa, and we started in the early 1830s as a lead mining and river trading town.
At one time, this was the largest millworking district in the United States. The buildings fell in disrepair, and it sat idle for a number of years. Local developer John Groh and his wife Mary leaned into a project next door. They transformed that building, and they started to show people what this millwork district could potentially be.
After we restored that building, Dupaco did a search to figure out where would be the best place for them to build a new operations center for their company.
We looked at new build, new construction, renovate, but the more we unpeeled the layers, looked into it, it just became readily apparent this was the thing to do. Come back to our roots and transform this and breathe new life into a building that was sitting there idle.
It would have been easier and more straightforward for them to build a brand new building in a cornfield, but it would have had no community impact to speak of compared to this. But the numbers don't work on a building like this without partners like jpmorgan Chase.
The new markets tax credit and the historic tax credit were both combined in the Voices building here in Dubuque by bringing different capital sources together, and the combination of both created an additional amount of equity that helped fill the financing gap for the overall building renovation.
The thing that historic tax credits is mostly concerned with is preserving historic materials. The stair that's right behind us here, that opening in the floor wasn't there. We got permission to cut the opening and install the stair, but we had to cut a huge beam that came across the building. So we repurposed that beam, we cut it into sections, and we used it for the treads of the stair.
Going from being 185,000 square feet of vacant building to putting hundreds of people into this building on a daily basis of office, commercial, the bike store, the art museum, Mindful Bites, the Crocus Foundation is having an impact that's immense.
The hardest things can be the best things. It's really heartwarming to look back and know what we went through to have this come to fruition, and it really does give you a sense of pride. Come together, lean in, be willing to go and forge the kind of partnerships that can truly make transformational changes in the lives of communities and in individuals.